Hey everybody, welcome back to the Barefoot Bonsai Ranch. Last episode we planted up a harvested American elm that we dug out of a shrub line here on the property, and today we'll be transplanting these cuttings. Now by today I mean moments after the last video was filmed, so you don't want to let them hang out too long, but these are the cuttings, very healthy American elm, and like I said, American elm has been decimated in this area over the last 30-50 years, and we are trying to get it to come back. So these just naturally grew. I call them volunteers. They were in our little line of privets here on the edge of the property. So we are going to show you how we propagate cuttings. Elm is a taproot, so you can propagate from the actual cutting fairly easily because it will root well. I do have, you'll see I have a lot of cuttings, but I only have 2 of these. I like to put a bunch of them in there together so they'll grow together, and we can pull the little feeder roots apart later because we'll be cutting whatever taproot grows. It won't be much because they are very small. So what I use here is a mixture. This is some really cheap, it's $5 a bag. I think I got it at Walmart even, like not really a famous garden center. It's $5 a bag, just really cheap potting soil. And what I like about this is it's got a lot of peat in it, and it's got just a lot of just garbage. You know, it's not like the Miracle-Gro potting soil that's like triple ground and, you know, they put in all of the feeder and everything. Like, this is just dirt and rotten stuff. It's perfect. But we can make it more perfect. Now on the property we have a lot of hemlocks that make pine cones, and we also have a lot of squirrels, so we have a lot of this kind of material around. This is just pine cone. There's a rock in there, we don't want that. This is just pine cone chunks, shreds of pine cones from when the chipmunks and the squirrels get at them. They eat them down in the middle. So what I do is I just mix all that good stuff together, make a nice little seedling soup, and that will give you a nice rich material in which to grow your little saplings and cuttings here. So what we'll do is, like I said, we got a couple of these, so we'll just fill them up. I'll top them off a little bit, get any little roots or weeds or whatever is in there out. I made up a bunch of this because I do have some more to do after this one. Alright, so that's our dirt. Now we'll get to our cuttings. What you want to do is get this year's growth. Now that thing has been run over with a lawnmower probably for 5 years or so. So majority of what's coming off is this year's growth. So you want to take a nice healthy one. This is a nice little tiny one that's actually started to get its leaf flowery kind of deals going on there. What we want to do is cut it about 6 inches up. 6 to 8 inches maybe. So we'll go here, and you want to cut below a node. So there's the leaf node, cut her there, and you want to take off 30-ish% of what's below. Then we'll give this a fresh cut if we can. There we go. Wow, I gotta sharpen these guys. That's alright, we'll pull that back a little bit. So you saw that was right below a node there where I cut it. For the rooting hormone, I use this root boost. I've used a bunch of different rooting hormones. I'll put a link to this in the description. Get it on Amazon. I've used a ton of different ones. I really haven't found one that's amazing that I would like more than anything else. What you do is dip it in, really load up the stem, and then we're just gonna make a little hole and bring it down. You want to get as much of the rooting hormone into it, and you want to get it nice and deep, almost to the bottom. So we'll get another one here. I think we'll trim off 3 leaves on this one. Give it a fresh cut just below. You can see there's a node right there. I'm going to cut, I don't know why this stuff isn't cutting well. Just below the node, another douse in the old hormone, and get that nice and deep. Get it in there. Probably do 4 per planter here. This one is a little more woody, so I wanted to show you that too. You can use the stuff that's a little more woody. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now where you cut these leaves off, that'll form a node as well that could actually form a root if you're able to get some of the hormone on there. I'll cut this one up above that. Get back another dip in the hormone, and we will pop her in there. Now, again, like I said in the last video, these probably won't all be for bonsai. So I'm also trying to increase the elm population in the area, as well as on our immediate property, just to try to get them to come back, because I think first and foremost gardeners and especially bonsai hobbyists are botanists at heart. So we want to regrow the decimated population as best we can. So I'll top that off there, and we'll hit it with the watering can. Soak it down really good, get that rooting hormone working. Keep watering until it doesn't go through. It's good there. So that is our little planting there. I'll work on this one next, but that is the basic concept there. So you want to put these in a partial sun area. Trees like sun, but trees that don't have roots aren't too fond of it. The leaves will actually burn, and I do have an example here where the leaves burned. This is a cutting I did last week, and you can see where the sun was and where the shade was on this particular tree. So this guy is back in the shade. He came back to the plant hospital. So these ones will go in a partially sun area, mostly shade, to recuperate and let the rooting hormone go. In a couple of months, we'll start to see possibly new growth on these, and then you'll know that they are getting some good roots. I'll probably transplant these in about 3 months. It'll be October. I might move them into something a little bit larger, let them root while it's still relatively warm out before the frost comes, usually end of November, middle of November. So we'll let them root for about a month before the frost comes, and then they'll be all set to hibernate and take a little nap for winter. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is the Barefoot Bonsai Ranch, and we'll see you next time.